Hello and welcome to the next episode of NetKno The Networking Show. Now, I just have to point out that for this episode, we've upgraded our microphone. So the wonderful Pete, who's doing all the magical wizardry behind the scenes, has told me that this is a very fancy microphone. I've got absolutely no idea. It looks like the same microphone to me, but apparently it's wonderful, so I thought I'd point it out. Right, on this episode, we're going to be talking about why networking. So why should you invest your time and energy into networking? What can it do for you, my friends? Well, I'm going to tell you. So I want to look at, there's 4 different specific areas that networking can really help you in. So, well, lots of different areas really. But first we're going to look at career progression. We're going to look at business. So if you own a business or if you're employed, we want to look at innovation and the impact that networking has on sparking those innovative ideas. And finally, academia. There is a secret, little bonus one at the end, but I'll tell you when we get there. So first and foremost, career progression. I am so passionate about helping young people network. So we live in a world now where we talk through our screens, okay? Throwing the fact that there was a global pandemic and everyone, young people especially, were locked away for 2 years nearly. Our natural ability to have in real-time conversations, these are skills that are dwindling. Social anxiety is through the roof. So asking young people to go out and have conversations with adults, it genuinely terrifies the life out of them. They can't do it. They're not equipped to do it. In the States, in America, a lot more schools are having conversation classes. So schools are actually recognizing that young people, they need to be taught how to have conversations, because these conversations aren't necessarily happening at home, because a lot of our family, will spend time behind screens as well. And then when they sit at lunchtime with their friends, they're all talking to each other on their phones as well. So again, we're not practicing this, but this is such a skill, and it is a skill that is valued so much by employers. Being able to walk into an interview, walk up to someone at a jobs fair, look them in the eye and introduce yourself. It should be something that's easy and natural, but it's not, because of the way that we live our lives now. There's been loads of academic research into this. I proper geek out about it. I love it. And research has shown that people who are able to build and nurture relationships and networks, they progress up their industry ladder faster. So regardless of the sector that they work in, they progress quicker. They're paid more money, which is absolutely delightful. Who doesn't want that? They are also often allowed or expected less in regards to their day job. So they're paid more money, but they do less on their day-to-day jobs, because the skill, the asset that they bring to the table in regards to having these strong personal networks and having the ability to build and nurture relationships outside the organization, but also inside businesses. I think it's important to recognize that networking is not just about going out and meeting people from other businesses, organizations. Networking is so important within businesses as well, having team members and staff who are able to build relationships with each other, especially the bigger the business gets. So if you ever, if you're not someone that ever wants to start your own business, please don't think that networking is not for you. It is. It's just internally often rather than it is externally. And it's the knowledge transfer that comes from these networks that we build. These relationships that you build internally as well, they open doors for you. So through the people that you meet and build relationships with and network with internally, people put you forward to work on projects. They recommend you for additional work experience. They put you forward for promotions potentially. So again, you get to progress in your industry within your organizations quicker. You have higher, better job security. That's been proven through research as well. People that network are more secure in their jobs. They're less likely to be fired or to move businesses. And by building these relationships and getting this additional exposure to work, that means that, again, you're gonna learn more faster and be able to progress, and hence you're just going to be more successful, basically. So think about networking from a personal, career progression perspective. It's absolutely invaluable, and that's whether you are a student starting out. As I said before, I'm starting to do more and more in schools with 16 to 18-year-olds and helping them build up their networking skills to be able to get work experience and get out there and get their first jobs in the world. Or if you've been employed for years, Think about how you currently network within your organization. Do you speak to people outside of your immediate team in different departments, in different locations? And start looking for ways in which you can maybe have conversations with people, widen your networking net within the business that you work in. Absolutely invaluable for your career progression. Next, businesses. So if you run a business, you are thinking of running a business, if you are a freelancer, you've got a side hustle, whatever it is, networking will be something that you need to think about. And networking, loads of research proves that it allows us to build more profitable businesses. It allows us to validate our ideas. So going out and networking, yes, it's wonderful for business development. Fantastic for that. You can go out, meet potential clients, sell stuff to them. Happy days. If you are just starting out in business, networking is not only a source of potential clients, probably more valuable than that. It's this access to knowledge, access to information that is going to provide you, that's going to allow you to build a better business. So if you've got an idea for a new business, for a product or a service, go out, meet your potential target market, your clients, your potential clients. And instead of trying to sell at them, ask them questions. Tell them about your idea and see what they think of it. Ask them, is this something that you would buy? What do you think of this price point? Do you think that this is a good idea? Is there a gap in the market, or do you already have something that solves this problem? What other problems have you got that I could potentially help you with? And again, it allows you to not only build better products and services that you're validating through your conversations with your target market, but it also brings all these people on the journey with you. So if you ask questions of your target market, you genuinely listen to what they say, and you tweak your business accordingly, they're invested. They are in. They are lined up, ready to buy from you. They feel like they've been heard, and they feel like that you're creating a business just for them, which is a really amazing thing to do. So going out and networking for your business, yes, to get clients, but also as research, as this source of information from your target market, but also a massive source of information and knowledge from experts in other fields. So one of the great things about running your own business is that you have to do so many different jobs and wear so many different hats. You've got to know about social media. You've got to know about tax. You've got to know about law and all these, like, just literally anything and everything. It's impossible to be an expert in everything, and you shouldn't spend too much time trying to be the expert. Go out and network and find people who are already those experts. And then as and when you need them, like if you need a lawyer, God forbid, but if you do, if you need a lawyer, you need a new accountant, you need someone to help with a marketing campaign, whatever it is, you have got this pool of people that you can pick up the phone to and ask for their feedback, ask for their advice. You can pull them in as suppliers as you grow the business. So it's this pool of knowledge and experience that, again, networking provides, as well as customers, as well as research. And you're going to just find out about loads of stuff. So going out networking, the more events you go to, the more events you'll find out about. And the more people that you talk to, the more like funding pots you'll find out about, or upcoming, exhibitions or whatever it is. It's this knowledge and information and resource sharing. That is the real value that networking provides us as business owners. So absolute game changer. Another area that networking can really be helpful with, and it kind of follows on from the research stuff I was saying, is the sparking of innovation. There was a paper put out in the 50s called The Gradual Construction of Thought by a guy called Heinrich von Kleist, which I just think is like one of the coolest names ever. Anyway, Heinrich von Kleist talks about the fact that when he has a problem that he can't solve, he will go and talk to his sister, and he says that his sister's not the smartest tool in the box, bless her. But he goes to her and he talks through his problem, and he's not talking through his problem and expecting her to come up with the solution. What happens is simply the process of speaking out loud means that our brain has to organize our thoughts in a way that actually allows us to problem solve for ourselves. So by going out and networking and meeting people, whether it's at a networking event or having a catch up with someone, finding a mentor, another great way of networking, and speaking through the problems that we have, or some kind of issues that we're trying to resolve, just the process of doing that can often help us organize our thoughts in a way that allows us to innovate, to spark ideas, to spot the connection between two different things that we hadn't thought of in our mind, but organizing them as we say them can allow us to innovate and do that. Networking and especially networking diversely, which is going to be the topic of another episode, but networking with people who see the world differently to you, who experience it differently, who come from a completely different industry, sector, different perspective. Going out and talking to those people, that is such an amazing way to innovate as well, because you're gonna see things from a different angle. You're gonna find out about solutions that exist in different sectors and different industries that you can potentially bring into yours to solve the problems that you have. So again, going out and simply having conversations with people, it's a great way to spot opportunities to innovate. And that could be for your business, for your research, which leads me on to the final one, which is the networking as academics. So again, we often think of networking as just for a business development tool or quite a salesy thing. But actually, in academia, going out and networking, it's that knowledge transfer that happens. It's that bringing together of information and minds and all these different people who are experts in all these different areas, sharing your ideas, sharing your research to get, again, new perspectives, new feedback. This is the joy of it. This is the joy of conferences, sharing posters, whatever it is. And networking for knowledge, it's my favorite kind of networking, to be honest. And especially in academia, because in academia, researchers spend so much time isolated, so much time in the literature, looking for the gaps and exploring things, but actually going out and connecting with other people who are doing the same to pull in on what they've read and what they've found. And they can be the missing pieces to your jigsaw puzzle. So going out and building relationships and having these conversations is just invaluable. Those are like 4 main areas that I wanted to cover as to like why network, why focus on this for you. And hopefully you fit into one of those 4 areas, if not a couple. But overarching all of those is the massive impact that networking has on people. It has on our mental and emotional health. In a world where we talk through screens, a world where we spend a lot of time working on our own. Everyone's working remotely now, which is wonderful for flexibility, but it's also really isolating. And we often turn to social media for connection. And we look online to find some kind of human interaction. And yes, we might feel it for a little moment, but those moments are so fleeting that going out and being able to shake someone's hand or give someone a hug and have that real human connection, that is what networking provides. And it can keep us sane, it can keep us grounded, and it can keep us energized. And regardless of whether or not you are a student starting out in your career, whether you're a business owner, an entrepreneur, or you're an academic, or whatever it is that you're doing in life, you are not at your best when you're on your own. So think of networking as a way of sparking ideas, giving yourself a boost of energy, as well as access to all these amazing resources and knowledge and information. So if you're not excited about networking after that, then this is not the show for you. But if you are excited about networking after that, then please subscribe, hit the bell, and there's going to be loads more episodes. And don't forget to get in touch, reach out, find me on social media, comment below. Let me know what kind of issues you have with networking, what kind of content you want covered in future episodes. And I'll be there commenting right back. So that is it for this one. I shall see you over at the next.